one arm through like a backpack, and the other arm is just kind of like clutching his massive greatsword.
Given that you've spent several months alone, yeah, your bear may have a little bit of PTSD.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you've been living like you're at war, sort of thing. Little do you realize that it maybe didn't have to be that way until today, at least. Zephyros, yeah, you set ablaze several buildings and as well as your foes. Now that the spell has been cast, it's only the people that are on the wrong side of the wall will take continuous damage. And the wall deals damage when it appears, and to all creatures in the area on your turn each round. So on your turn next round, anyone in these bands will take the damage. And if anyone decides they want to plunge through the wall,
that's fatal.
Will also take damage. Yeah.
That's near fatal, apparently.
Fereosae, what are you doing? The battlefield has... Oh, and now this web is now burning. So the web burns here and is burning here. No, next round when it takes damage. So that part of the web is burning, and I think all people in the web are freed, but they take 2d4 points of fire damage when the web burns away.
That's awesome. I thought the web was just gone now.
No, just that small band of the web is gone, and they're burning in the webs, but they're freed by this fire. Okay. Okay, and then the wall is opaque, meaning you cannot see through it. It is 20 feet tall.
I think I'm concerned about these alchemists getting away. And I'm concerned that not much seems to be damaging that golem.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and cast Black Tentacles. Let's see here.
Is this the first real fight we've had since you guys got 8th level? This feels like an 8th level fight.
It's been a while.
Greater Invis, Black Tentacles, Wall of Fire. These are all big guns.
Stuff.
We'll just restore that. In fact, yeah, that seems fine. We'll put it where the web was, basically.
Inky black tentacles just start rising from the ground and grasping at everything. Is there SR on black tentacles?
There is not.
Okay, give me your. I believe it is a CMB check with all the special rules for the spell.
24.
24 definitely grabs these two yabos.
Jabronis.
Their CMDs are plus... Yeah. Which means they take damage as they're being squeezed by the tentacles.
10 damage.
Oh, God! Just blood-curdling screams. Basically, this guy's being held there while he's being burned by the wall of fire.
And they can't be damaged, the tentacles. So
and then
just hang out the fire all day.
The alchemical golem is just too dumb and too springy to really care about your black tentacles. They're definitely trying to grab him, and they're sort of slowing him down a little bit, and he's struggling against them, but he's not grabbed. All right, Fereosae, and this lasts for 1 round per level?
It does, yes. In addition, I'm going to continue Bard Song, and I'm going to work in a little roar for our friend, the bear guy over there, who definitely seems to be on our side.
Do you even see him?
I saw him earlier. I want the Bard Song to be able to apply to the guy wielding the great sword and attacking the golem.
But there's a wall. You can't.
It's a wall of flames.
But the wall wasn't always there.
Yeah.
He can hear it. If he can hear it and chooses to believe.
Sure, Thurgus, there are people battling your enemies outside.
and one of them tried very desperately to make a roar sound,
Yep.
which I find endearing and respectful.
Okay.
Two arms against mechanicals.
Bard song washes over you as you're considered an ally. Your spirits are raised by this. Maybe I don't have to fight alone. Balamut.
Yeah.
And then you actually hear a real bear grunting and growling out there. Or is it an Urson? You don't know. Balamut.
So, can you do like a full round of attacks and a swift action in the opposite order?
Yep. And Balamut also has a haste attack.
Right.
So
I don't
it's-
know what that means. Is it just an extra attack?
It's an extra attack. Yep.
Okay. Then the first thing he does is he uses the vampiric torque, which is a swift action. Basically, next melee heals you for half the damage dealt by your next melee attack.
Cool.
Oh, is it next attack? Next melee. And then, yeah, just full round of attacks. So, there's 2 claws, and this is not power attacks. This is. No, I think it is. I think. Well, can it be a full round of power attacks, or is
Yep.
only
Yep.
one of them be power?
No, all of them could be power attacked.
Okay. Then start with a power bite.
Okay. He'll say do his haste attack with a second power bite. So 2 power bites and then 2 power claws.
Okay.
They should be at around plus 11 by my count.
Do all of the
Bard Song and Good Hope affects it, so there'll be plus 4 on each. So plus 11. So roll. Yep.
29.
That definitely tags the golem.
29, 28.
28. The golem also gets tagged by that. So the Balamut's biting into it, and the rust-set magic coming from his amulet, and the gem on the amulet is causing the metal to bend and turn and break.
So I'm trying to think. Is there a way, like in one line, to roll a d8 and d6?
Yeah, you could roll 1d8. The damage would be 14, and then power attack. Yeah, so 1d8 plus 14. 20 damage. He heals 10 because he's using the vampiric thing.
Is the DR not does it not apply?
Oh, that's right. It does apply. So, but you also have Bane because of the amulet. So roll another d6.
Yeah, the amulet is just 1d6. Do any of the plus apply to that?
Nope.
Okay. And the fact that it was a power attack also doesn't apply to the amulet.
Sure it does. I just need to roll the total. Yeah, we should have rolled an extra d6. So adding the 4 to the 20, it does 24 damage after DR is 14. So you did 14 damage to the alchemical golem, and you heal 7.
Yeah.
And then roll another d8 plus 14 plus 1d6. Yeah, if you added plus 1d6 at the end, it would probably do it. Okay, another 13 damage after damage reduction. Balamut's starting to do it, so he's biting away, and then his 2 claws while he's biting. Another 2 number sign, 1d20 plus 11.
Oh wait, no.
That works. We could just use the d20 roll. So 8 plus 11 is 19, which is a miss, and then 12 plus 11 is 23, which is its AC exactly. Okay, the claw does 1d6 plus 6, plus another d6 for the Bane, and then another 4 for all of Fereosae's Good Hope and Bardsong. So 2d6 plus 10. Minus 10 would be 8 damage. And then on your claws, you do have the ability to grab. Is Balamut trying to grapple now with the golem? Or is he going to just continue to be beside it?
does grapple basically just prevent it from moving?
Well, grapple means you could start doing grapple checks, and it will reduce its. It will prevent it from moving. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
Okay. He attempts a grapple check. The bear's grapple is plus 15 with Fereosae's bonuses. It's plus 19. Nat 1, you can't critical fumble on grapples, but a 1 is always a miss. So
Dirty 20.
it's also a dirty 20, but irrelevant. So Balamut slips off of it as some of its internal canisters start breaking open. It's really slick, and Balamut tries to put it into a bear hug, and it just pushes Balamut off and continues its janky attacks. Bukrabek. Bukrabek sees Zephyros is pretty damn hurt, and he's a healer.
So he runs away.
He's like, nah, get the fuck out of here. He
We
will.
offer him immediate
Right.
membership to the Jerks.
Wow, look at that dog. That's a beautiful dog.
Oh wow, yeah.
Sorry,
Lucky
somebody
you.
just set off a firework in our neighborhood and she's freaking out.
Aw. Actually, Bukrabek is going to he's going to cast a healing spell on Zephyros for 18 healing. Look at those rolls. In the name of Bumba Dumadomba, he protects you, the hand that provides. Now go and take.
Thank you, Bukrabek. Appreciate it. The hand that gives you are.
You can hear laughing amongst the screaming. Thurgus, Son. This thing.
Sure how I feel about laughter.
This thing is threatening you, Son.
Yeah, and more importantly, my bear.
Yep.
So, swift action. Dodging danger on the bear. Oh, I guess all companions. Yeah. So for this round, +5 AC or reflex saves.
This is a spell?
It's a domain dream ability SU. I'm not sure what SU means.
Supernatural.
Okay. But it's not spell-like.
Twice per day, you or a companion you designate gains a +5 bonus to AC or to reflex saves for 1 round. In this case, companion means any of your allies, and not just your bear.
Yeah, well, I read it you or, then I realized it's N.
Yeah. So are you providing AC or reflex saves?
I read that as whatever happens, but I guess AC. If you have select.
You designate anyone you designate gains a +5 to AC or to reflex saves for 1 round. The bonus can be applied to 2 different individuals or 1 individual twice. So yeah, you choose.
Okay, AC then.
AC, okay.
Yeah, do that. Can you do swift cast attack, or does cast count as attack action? Oh, and there's save. There's haste. So
Yeah, attack and cast are both standards.
right. And what's the economy at level 8? 2 standard plus move.
Yeah, everybody gets a standard, a move action, and a swift action, unless Dream Realm and
Did we rule that this was swift or?
What was swift? This
power?
What I just did.
Yeah.
I think it said that it was swift. No.
This is a swift action to activate. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it lasts a round. Yeah. Some of those things, like I spend a standard to gain. Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Okay. So that was swift. Then cast gravity bow.
Okay. Are you casting defensively?
Well, I'm out of range of attack of opportunity. Or what does that mean?
If you cast, the alchemical golem will get its AOO.
Even though I'm not touching it?
Yeah, it's threatening you at 10 feet away.
Oh, gosh. And what does defensive do?
Defensive means you need to make a check DC 17 a concentration check to cast it without provoking.
Gotcha.
If it hits you with its AOO, it could disrupt your spell. Plus you take damage.
Yeah, when I was saying this, I didn't realize that 10 feet away I still provoke an AO. I thought you had to be touching.
Nope. You could 5-foot step back and cast.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, I do that then.
Okay.
Step there. Cast gravity bow.
Your mighty giant bow becomes even mightier.
Yeah.
And then I think you're done. Standard 5-foot step and a swift. You have a move action that can't be used for movement because you already took a 5-foot step.
And the haste attack doesn't apply because...
Yeah, full round attack. Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha. That would have been good to know before, but that's it.
Makronam. I don't think Makronam's going into the webbing. He's just going to hang out on Zephyrus's back. The alchemical terror. He's gonna ready if Zephyros goes into melee with something, he will ready to aid your attack. Alchemical terrors. Right now, the only thing that this thing can attack is Balamut, who has a +5 to his AC. It has recovered from its critical in the first round. Oh my god, it rolled a nat 1 on its first attack. It might hit Balamut, but I need to confirm the nat 1 first. AC 30, I believe, hits Balamut, even with the +5.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would have hit.
Unless the bard buffs do anything.
No, I don't think they affect AC.
And
then the other arm comes in, and the middle finger hits Balamut, and then a internal plunger plunges some weird juice inside of Balamut. Balamut roars in anger. He takes 17 points of damage, and the weird juice is the confusion juice. Oh no! Give me a reflex or a will save DC 16.
Right before I do that, has that 7 heal that he did get subtracted?
I
didn't do it. Did you do it?
I might have, yeah. No, I don't think I did. So let me just put it.
So.
16. And then we add 17 damage, so he's got 23 total. 33 total, sorry.
Yeah.
And then Balamut starts shaking his head and making weird noises.
Will save?
Will save, yep.
Does Balamut have devotion?
Yes.
Why?
I'm not sure what +4 will against enchantment and effects.
Yep, this is an enchantment.
Okay.
And then the +2 from the Good Hope also applies.
Okay, 10 total then. 21.
Woo! It's a good thing it had those things, because a confused Balamut would be a very, very scary thing on the battlefield. Balamut shakes it off and kind of gives a grunt. The other alchemical terror is trying to attack through the doorway at its quarry. You can add the 4 to your AC. Thurgus. AC 38 and AC 34.
34 misses, 38 hits.
And then let's see what sort of fun it injects you with. Oh no! Oh no! It really likes the confusion stuff.
I'll be confusion locked to an alchemical golem. I'm not scared.
Yep. Okay. First things first is the damage from the plunger. Hold still. This will not hurt. It just fills you with all sorts of horrible stuff. 19. I'm not sure if you have any.
You need a will save, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you have any DR or anything like that.
I don't.
Okay.
I'll take 19. Will save 25.
Okay. Yeah. No, you've encountered this stuff before, and you push back before it can get the full vial into you. Hold still. This will not hurt.
Oh!
That sound effect work.
Robed alchemist All right. It's at Zephyrus' turn that they take that fire damage, so... Why do these guys have the yellow again? Is this from the web?
They're grappled by.
Oh, the grapple.
black-
Yeah, black tentacles.
Yeah.
They're
They ain't going anywhere.
Stands from prone and then comes running around the corner. He can't quite get out of the the flame. And then this guy is going to run the other way. And he can't quite get out either.
It's like I planned it.
Oh, fuck. Your walls of fire are just vicious. Because they're going to do D4 and then you add 4 for the evocation.
Right.
There's this intense wave of fire coming crashing through buildings. People are noticing that these buildings are on fire. Now, these two rogue alchemists, I think, have to make their CMB checks to get out of the black tentacles. Good luck. Where are their CMBs? Wow. $13 and $19, Matt, is that enough?
Nah, you need 23.
Okay, they're now also using their move actions to get daggers in their hand. They think that maybe cutting the eel-like tentacles that are...
Probably still throw bombs, but they're in. They got all sorts of conditions.
Yep.
Yeah.
The alchemical tear, for people that stay within the area, do they have to Oh, I think the thing re-grabs on your turn. That's right. That's right.
Make a check again.
Yeah. Okay. The thug is calling fair escape. He's just running. He will be the mouthpiece of... Yeah, I saw the jerks and...
The spooky carriage showed up.
Spooky carriage and... There is at least one witness.
Turns out the bear is just a regular bear, because that's the only one he saw.
Right.
Can we make a rule that because he saw the bear on top of the carriage, that he will refer to it as the bearage?
Scare bear carriage.
The scare bears. Oh no. Okay. Thurgus. There's still this horrible golem thing that's trying to inject you.
If we were picking a name now and hadn't already picked Jerks Emeritus, the Scare Bears would.
Okay, as a swift action, I'm going to use a round of my sacred weapon.
Okay.
For me, that's at level 8, that's a +2, so I'm going to give my weapon +1, and because I am a chaotic neutral war priest, I'm going to give it vicious. So that's an additional 2d6 plus 1d6 to me. And I'm assuming I still benefit from the Bard Song, I'm just going to full round attack.
Okay.
Get out of my way! I'm gonna save that bear!
Do not resist, or I will resort to lethal measures.
Continuing to power attack. So that's for the first one.
Resistance detected.
For the second one's a nat 1.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So roll the damage for the first one.
Yep.
5d6 plus 23. And 1. And 1d6 to me. I take 3.
Okay. 43 damage. Yeah, you fucked the thing up.
Okay, what do I need to do for
60,
the group roll? Or for the
71 damage. It is bloodied, as in if you hit it again,
it's
just as
leaking all
hard.
over the place?
Yeah, it's leaking.
Resistance detected.
And you can hear weird, like, internal, like some... It sounds like a metal ball going through a metal chute. And some... Ting! It hits something in its belly, and that orifice is now slowly opening. But the roll to confirm, you roll at the same attack roll. You roll to see if you would have hit the creature. 30 would have hit, so you do not critical... You do not critical miss.
Okay.
And Foxfire is asking, what god does the bear worship?
Thurgus worships the blood god.
Nice.
The blood god has all kinds of special powers. He can let Thurgus use plane shift, unlimited times per day by taking his greatsword, sticking you with it, and then you go shift to meet your god.
A war priest would have that lingo. Nice.
So it's
Okay.
a religious attack, is it?
He's
Yep.
the best blood bear.
It's theologically sound.
The professor.
He has negative
Spiritual.
int. I'd just like to point that out.
Is the knife a spiritual?
Don't blame me if things start to go awry.
You weren't supposed to come to me in the day. Last time you did, we both know what happened. You're not supposed to be here.
Down.
But I am, which means that you need me.
No, look, it's Zephyros has it handled. Look, see, he's in the fire.
Yes. But one day you will not be able to rely on his magic. You have to rely on your own, and you're doing it wrong.
What do you know? You're just a nightmare.
When is the last time you've cast a fireball, or a wall of fire, or something destructive? You're denying yourself, Henry.
Don't use thy name. You don't know me. There's elegance in my spellcasting.
I know you like the back of my hand.
Oh, no. The professor, a bit befuddled, nervous about the golem right there in the flames, and trying to take his mind off of this thing that can't be. It shouldn't be. He's supposed to be quiet. He's supposed to be forgotten. He will quick draw a grease wand.
Okay.
You will try and shoot a grease under the alchemical golem right here.
Beautiful.
Yo, guys, I need to take Puppy out, so somebody please pilot the bear, and then please another person pilot the on bear.
Got it.
And I'll be back hopefully soon, because I don't think he'll walk very far.
Greece, does that have SR?
Oh wait, a couple things before I start here. I will continue invisibility field for a third round. I will use an arcane point again to increase DCs by 1 for spells I cast this round.
Yep.
I'm going to use magic combat to use a full round action to cast a spell and use a wand at a -4 concentration and a -2 to AC. Grease does not have spell resistance. I think I still auto pass these. My concentration's at...
Well, the carriage is no longer moving, so you're fine.
Okay.
The creature rolls a 17 on its reflex save.
I don't think that will do it.
Okay, it slips and falls on the greasy ground. It kind of almost does the splits and then falls over. It's still trying to reach Balamut.
Hold still, this will not hurt.
I don't know if this...
Resistance detected!
It seems to like when it falls over and it's staring at the ground, it seems to realize that there is resistance.
So, to complete the full round action, I don't know if it on the ground this helps or not, but I'm going to use this spell for the first time. Silently, I will cast and invisibly Waves of Blood, a cone-shaped burst in 30 feet from me. I'm going to try and push this thing into the fire with a combat maneuver using my caster level plus intelligence.
All right, so the only way, so you'll either hit Balamut or you'll hit Zephyros.
There's no way I can get out to him?
No.
Okay. I guess there's no room to maneuver and get a better vantage point.
If you got out of the carriage
Yeah.
and to here, you'd be able to avoid Zephyros.
But can I burn a bunch of my actions?
No. This is part of your full round.
Oh shit! I can't do that then.
Well, you can. It's just
Push the Feros up against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to use it against Zephyr, so I wanted to try and get it against the bad guy there.
Don't be coy. It's the door. You're sparing the door.
Professor,
could you imagine your
Zephyros?
could you
I don't remember using it against Zephyros.
right? Could you imagine your power if you actually used real spells?
You don't know. You don't know my power. I'll use fly instead.
Proof is in the pudding, young Master Henry.
I will 5-foot fly step off the ground. Up onto the ceiling inside the carriage towards the door.
Okay, so you're like, ah! Yeah, Fereosae, you hanging on to the back of the carriage can hear the professor freaking out and talking to somebody. Are you doing this only in your head, or are you so freaked out that you're actually saying this out loud, Professor?
Are you doing both voices?
Yeah, I think I'm doing it out loud, unconsciously. I don't know if I'm doing both voices.
Okay, you are not doing both voices. You have not relinquished control to, what do you want to call him?
That is a good question. Sinclair, maybe?
That's your middle name?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Sinclair. That's fine. Like it. Yeah, you can only hear one side, Zephyros. You're right next to it. You're in the middle of casting spells, though. But Fereosae can hear a little bit better. Yeah, he's talking to somebody, but it's a one-sided conversation.
All right.
Yeah. Professor, you've taken your gajillion actions.
So.
Yep. Zephyros.
Zephyros is going to continue squeezing upwards, trying to get through the carriage. How far can he go?
So you are hasted. So 15 feet would be 30 feet of movement, and you still have more movement.
I'm only going to go this far at the moment.
So you kind of shuffle across the bench of the wagon, and you're still squeezing because there's not enough space for you to stand there.
Right. Yeah, so I'm just going to squeeze up until here. I know that they've got the alchemical golem pretty much under control at this point, and I'll let them finish it off.
The thing is, while it's down and having a hard time, the thing is not bloodied yet. It's still got a lot of kick.
If I squeeze... So, can I move into that position because Son is up there?
Yes, you'd be squeezing, though.
Right, and I can't attack from a squeezing position, can I?
Yes, you can. It's at a -4.
Okay. If I am there, I just want to see my reach is 10, so the golem is within reach.
Golem is within reach. You are threatening the golem there.
Okay, so I'll do a... So what I'll do is I'll do a full round from there.
Well, you moved, so you're going to do a single attack.
I'll wait until my next, because I can't do it right now.
Okay. You still have a standard. You could whack him while he's down.
Okay, yeah. So which means I can just do a standard action. I can't add any magic to my staff or anything like that at this point.
You could with a swift action. You could.
Okay, so I can still do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I will.
Well, yeah, you can't add. Give me a second. Let me look at your action economy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check.
So you already took a move.
Right.
Now you're saying, what can you add to your swing? You could spell strike.
I could still spell strike.
Cast, move, one attack. So you cast your spell, move, and you attack.
Right. And
as a swift action, you could also add powers from your mage's pool.
Right. But what I can't do is I can't do the improved spell combat where I cast a spell and make a full round attack because I've already moved.
Correct.
Right. So what I'll do is I'll add points from my mage's pool to make sure that I can get a hit.
Okay, Makranum takes his readied action. He slides off your shoulder into this square. He's going to hit AC 10 to distract the golem to give you a +2 on your roll.
What?
A little
Oh, wow.
he hops on. Oh, I'll help! And a little pseudopod comes off the end of Makernum, and it kind of twirls towards the golem's face, who's still saying resistance detected, and whaps the golem. Beep. Doesn't do any damage, but gives you a +2 to hit.
So I'm plus 12 normally, plus 8 because of my arcane point, which puts me at plus 20.
Yep.
Plus 22 with Makernum's boost.
-4 for squeezing.
-4 for squeezing brings me back to 18. Bless is up, haste is up, and Bard Song is up. So that takes me back up to 21.
There's no bless. Good Hope and Bard Song are up. So that's another +4. Yeah.
Okay, but it's still a plus 1, right?
+4.
+2. +2
Oh,
for good.
I'm back to 22 then.
Yep.
All right, so I end up on 1d20 plus 22.
And this thing's AC is 19 when it's laying down.
So just don't roll a 1.
Correct.
Oh!
Okay, you come hammering down with your side. It bounces off of it, scratching it, cracking open some of its containers. What spell did you jam into your?
No, I couldn't jam a spell into my because that would have been spell strike, which requires a full round. So all I did was
spell strike is cast, move, 1 attack. You could have.
Yeah.
Oh, could I have?
Yep.
All right.
Spell strike isn't an action. Anytime you cast a spell, you can deliver it with your weapon.
Right.
And so whenever you cast a spell with range touch, you get a free touch attack that round. So you substitute that for your weapon attack.
Yeah, I just didn't think I could move and still do it. Okay, so in that case, it would be the standard shocking grasp that I put in there. But in this case, we've tried fire. It did nothing. I know it's because it's a magical, because I need to hit it with a magical weapon. But we've tried fire. It did nothing. We've tried electricity, and it did nothing. Maybe I'll just make it cold damage.
Okay. Unfortunately, the cold damage doesn't do anything to it.
Okay.
I'm checking them off.
We're checking.
Acid.
I considered acid actually, but I thought because it's injecting you, acid's probably not going to do anything.
But your hit with the scythe does damage.
Yeah, so it's 2d6 plus 11 normally, plus my 1d6 scythe, so that's 3d6 plus 11. I just want to see...
+4 from Bard Song and Good Hope?
Good Hope, yeah.
Oh, does Good Hope also give me a +1?
4.
+2.
2 from Bard Song, 2 from Good Hope. Yep.
All right, so that's 3d6 plus 15 then. $29 damage.
Okay, 29 becomes 19 because it has some damage reduction. 50, 68. You have bloodied it effectively. It's leaking very badly in multiple places. Fereosae.
You have acided it?
Greek. Hydro.
Fereosae will continue Bard Song.
Yep.
We're going to do the black tentacles here.
Yep.
They go ahead and grab the thing, continue to grab the alchemists.
Yep, so give me a single roll for the...
There's 26.
Yeah, the golem's just too strong for this.
Yeah.
Its CMD is 35.
30, wow, nice.
Yeah.
31 on the 2 that are already grappled.
Yeah, these guys are not having a great day. Oh, I forgot to do the fire on. I forgot to do the fire on Zephyrus' turn. So give me 2d4 plus 4 for this, the guys that are in this, the one guy in this band. Nine damage. He is unconscious. 56, and then 1d4 plus 4 for the guys trying to get away, which is 7.
No, that was my roll. 1d4 plus 4. Go ahead and do that one.
It is 7 regardless.
7? Modron Bot's like, don't do math.
I also got a 7.
Alright, yeah, there's horrible flames, Thurgus. There's somehow the street is on fire. The fighting sounds seem to be on the other side, and these black-robed alchemists that you do recognize as agents of the Arch Alchemist. These are her go-getters. There's a tower full of these robed figures. It's hard to tell how powerful they are. You're guessing that they're younger, so they might be less powerful. Fereosae, your bard song continues. The black tentacles are grabbing.
Yep,
and
they
that
do 7 damage to the 2 alchemists.
Okay, so that unconscious guy is just being squeezed to death and cooked by the wall of fire, and then 7 damage here. 38. There's still some guy struggling.
And then I'm going to try and fly up and sort of looking over the wall.
Okay. You spend a move action flying up, and yeah, you can see another of the alchemical golems like attacking the side of the entry hall, and this massive great sword glowing with energy just smacking it, and you see this combat.
I should probably be able to get about 30 feet up at this point, and then I can see this. So I'm going to dumpster them if I can. I'm going to cast...
Nice.
Cast what?
Pit.
Create pit. Nice.
That is an oldie but a goodie.
It is a classic.
It's been a while.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, and then there's a 5-foot slanted area. Okay. Crate pit. Does it have SR? It does not have SR. All right.
Sorry, Marty.
Reflex negates, of course. Sort of everybody next to it, I think, is...
Any creature ending its turn on a square adjacent to the pit must make a reflex saving throw, avoid falling in. So it's basically just the golem that might fall in.
Okay, and this guy, if he doesn't move...
Correct.
He has a chance of falling in. I think dumpstering the golem is the right
16?
choice here.
16? Does that make the save?
Nah, my base DC on this guy is, let's see here, 19.
All right, so Thurgus, you see the street, the cobbles of the street all begin to stretch and like bend inwards.
Oh, for God's sake!
and the golem goes disappearing, complaining about resistance.
Oh, that's all right then.
And it falls to the bottom of the pit. How much damage does it take? And we ruled in my campaigns that DR does not block falling damage, so it just takes a bunch of damage. It hits its head along the side of the wall, side of the. How much?
It's a 30-foot deep pit.
Okay.
That's the max for this.
3d6.
11.
Nice.
There's a crunching clangor as it falls to the bottom of the pit. Ah! This robed alchemist trying to skitter along the cobbles. He does not want to be there. Thurgus, you do see the creature that pointed at the ground and cast the spell. There is a woody-skinned female fey creature with wings that flew over the wall of fire and made this thing disappear into the street.
Oh, thanks for that, little one.
We're not fond of these mechanicals with their hooky things or their masters.
Who are their masters?
Balamut.
Not really sure. Good question.
Hasted Balamut. Give me 4d20s.
Can I apply Vampiric Torque again first?
Yep. We'll say it's on the first attack on the bite attack.
I'm going to get a soda.
Might as well go for a soda. Okay, 5 plus... let me see. Balamut's power attacking is plus 11, so 5 plus 11 is 16. That misses. Let me see the wording of the torque. Swift next melee before your end of turn heals you for 1/2 damage. Okay, we're going to expand that description to next melee attack that hits before the end of your turn. So it missed on the first bite, 11, 17, missed on the second bite. On the claw, it hit, and on the with the 2, the claw that missed. Okay, so the claw attack that hit does 1d6 plus 14. Plus 1d6, so 2d6 plus 14.
17.
17 after DR becomes 7. Bahamut heals 3. Okay, Bahamut basically pounces on the thing. He's biting and tearing, but he's just not tearing at the right vital pieces of the alchemical golem. It's still really beat up, though. And Bukerbeck.
He attempts to grab.
You have to declare that after your hit, which may have not allowed you to make that last hit. If you understand what I mean.
I don't.
So the 4 attacks were bite, claw. You actually hit. Then you make the decision after you roll that die whether you grab or make your next roll. Because you made all the rolls, it's like you made the decision already. So if you want to slow down Bahamut's attacks to see individually if they hit or not, then you could make that decision.
Gotcha.
He could have grabbed if he hit on his last claw attack, if you want to continue rolling that way. Bukerbeck, let me see if he has... he doesn't want to heal the enemies. He has selective channel. His charisma is 16. He can exclude 3 guys. So he's going to move to this side of the battlefield, kind of scooching across the bench. Papa Tamatomba! And he will exclude the... I guess the only one he can see that he needs to is the golem.
Does that damage the crawling hand?
Channel to heal or harm.
He is channeling to heal, so it does not.
Cool.
The hand does go like burrowing underneath your armpit away from it, but your healer heals everyone in the party that is on this side of the battlefield for 7, which I think gets Son, Zephyros, and Bahamut.
Does that heal mental injuries?
No, it does not heal mental injuries.
Does that cure mental illness, perhaps?
No. This may be
Need
beyond
psychic surgery for that.
Yeah. This may be something different than mental illness for the professor. Bukerbeck. So he moved and did a channel. Cool. He's only got 6 more of those to go, guys.
It was 7 for everyone, not 7 split, right?
7 for Son, 7 for Zephyros, 7 for Bahamut. Son. So let me describe what's going on. While you're taking your dog out, Zephyros is sharing your squares, but he's squeezing. He's like trying to like suck in his gut, and like you could fire through him. He's not interrupting your movement, but he's definitely squeezing in those 3 squares. You just can't end up your movement in those 3 squares.
I'm trying to think of what that would look like physically.
Yeah. You know when you're trying to get by two objects or 2 people that are really close together, you're sort of like...
I've never done that with a compound bow or a scythe involved.
Right. Yeah, this area of the battlefield is ripe for alchemist bombs if they could get their act together.
Yeah. So here's the deal. 5-foot step this way.
Yep.
And
you're hasted, so you'd get an extra attack on a full round attack.
Yes. Swift action for dodging danger again, because that's twice that I can do that, and that's for AC.
Yep. On Bahamut?
It's everyone. You and your companions.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. No, I'm wrong about that. You or a companion you designate.
Yep.
So it's just Balamut. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, because the first sentence says you and your companion. Second one is you or a companion.
Okay.
So that's where they're actually describing it. All right. So yeah, Balamut gains +5 AC.
What does that look like?
Dodging danger.
Yeah. How does it like manifest? Is it like sparkling dust goes around Balamut, or?
It's not visible. It's a like really short-term foresight that Balamut gains.
Got it. Okay.
Because it's motivated by a sense of future events. So it's an immediate foresight of move tail this way, that way.
All right. If anyone was watching closely, it's like his pupils dilate into little squares that sort of move around for a brief moment. But no one's watching the bear that closely.
And also he has that illusory mask on from the professor. Because he's supposed to be muzzled, but has illusory muzzle.
I think that probably would have stopped by now.
I mean, he just had it.
I think it would actually. I don't know. Would that still be going?
What are you talking about?
I put a silent image to make the bear appear as if it has a muzzle.
And that was a while ago. That was when we were just leaving the halls of Somnolence.
Yeah. So it either is illusions are in a big area. I would let you have an area illusion on top of something big enough, like your scarage, but it would then only encompass the top of the scarage, because otherwise you would basically have a free illusion
For
just driving around. Yeah. So when Balamut left the top of the scarage, he lost whatever illusion he had.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, then I guess it would be visible. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, but
what's the rest of your round? So you basically spend a swift. You took a 5-foot step. You've got a full round left.
Yeah. Rapid shot into the alchemical golem.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's lying down, so that tends to give people better ACs against range attacks. But are you rapid shotting?
Yes.
Okay.
So ignore normal cover and normal concealment, but I don't know if that affects prone.
Nope.
Okay. Why is it lying down, by the way? What happened to it?
+4 AC from prone.
There's a bunch of grease that made it fall over.
Oh, gotcha.
This
I
big
guess
green
that's the part I
square.
missed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Our attacks +4 now for everyone?
+4, and then your point blank shot.
+1. Yeah. Well, and does it count that I'm above it if it's lying prone?
No.
Okay.
Well, it would if you were on the roof or something, but you're not. Yep.
So it needs to be like a significant difference in height.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely not.
Roll 3d20s, add... so the way you can divide 20s is you roll... Oh, here, without the quotes, if you do this, your bonus is +11 on your primaries with the haste attack, 4 for Bard Song, and it would be +5. You're at a +16. So if you roll this without the quotes, that'll give you 3 separate attacks at +16.
Gosh. Oh, I guess let's do this.
Okay, that's a miss. AC 23 +4 is a miss, and a miss, and you get 1 more at +16 with your haste attack.
Oh, does it use the base one?
Yep.
26.
AC 23 +4 for being prone is a miss by 1. You're basically pounding arrows over this really strong-looking back plate that it has. All of its like really breakable stuff is kind of on the ground as it's face down on the ground. Makronom.
Wait, do we roll now for making the arrows recoverable?
If they are magic or special arrows, you can roll. Are you attacking with all adamantine arrows?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Roll 4d2s. We'll say 1s are recoverable.
Someone's recovered.
Okay. Makronum, his initiative changed to that of Zephyros. So it's like he rolled a 0 for initiative. Zephyros is slow. The alchemical terrors. Okay, this thing's doing something stupid. It's standing, which incurs an AOO from both Balma and Zephyros.
What about Makronum?
Makronum also gets an AOO. Makronum's AOO is going to... I don't know if you can aid on AOOs. We'll have to look at that up. He'll just whap it with his tendril. He misses.
I think an aid is a standard action.
Yeah, I think so too. Balamut, however, it's Zephyros, then Balamut in order of initiative for the AOs. So I need a attack roll from Zephyros.
And just to be absolutely clear, I can't use my arcane pool to increase my...
No, that's a swift action which happens on your turn.
Okay, right. So this is just going to be a regular attack.
Yep. You could use your power attack though, if you have it. I don't know if you have power attack.
I don't think so.
I think you should invest in.
But I still get the +2 from Good Hope and the +2 from Bard Song.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm +12 to hit normally. I am squeezing. Oh, I'm no longer squeezing.
No longer squeezing.
Okay, I'm no longer squeezing. +2 for Bard Song, +2 for Good Hope, +1 for Haste. Okay, so 12, 14, 16, 17.
We forgot haste. Give me a second. You actually hit twice, Son. Haste gives you a +1 to attack.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, welcome.
I didn't know.
So two of your hits, because of haste, plowed into the creature.
Okay. Does adamantine mean anything?
Yeah, it gets through its 10 DR. You're doing just straight up damage.
Okay.
Nice.
And those 2 hits were not the ones that were unrecoverable, so you get to recover 1 adamantine arrow afterwards.
Right.
Total damage, let's see. Normally it's... Oh, you've got Gravity Bow up.
Yes. Just 3d6 plus something.
3d6 plus 4 for strength plus 1 for magic is 5. Plus all Fereosae's bonuses is plus 9. Plus power attack is 10. So
it was rapid shot.
Yep, that's fine. Rapid shot doesn't do anything to damage.
But power attack doesn't... Like, where...
Point blank shot.
Point blank shot.
Point blank shot.
Right.
The weapon +4 for strength. Bard Song, Good Hope.
So 3d6 plus 20. 66 plus 20.
Yeah, nice.
41.
Okay, instead of it just lying on the ground, it is coming apart. 40 is 115 damage, and 1 is 6. It's got single-digit hit points left. It's caught in some horrible loop. As it's now standing up, Zephyros, your scythe comes in. What did you hit?
It is +17 to hit, so it is 1d20 plus 17. 18. I hold a nat 1.
Yep, roll to confirm critical miss.
Yeah, with them all.
33.
You would have hit, but the stupid spirit horses got in the way. All right, Balamut. Balamut, you get an AOO as the thing is standing in melee.
Do you get to choose the type of...
Yeah, you could choose bite or claw.
I don't know. Let's do bite.
Okay.
And it's still power attack because he's pretty strong with power attack.
Yep.
Do the, like, Bard Song and all this stuff, does that apply on
Yes.
Anti-IOs. Okay, plus. Oh, sorry.
1d infinity.
12.
Oh, it must be the spraying acid and all sorts of weird medicine coming out of it. Medicine. Roll to confirm critical miss. Roll another. That would have hit. So the both of you are slipping on grease, and you manage not to do anything to it. So it fully stands in combat. It's making its noises. It sees 3 targets. It actually can reach 4 targets. It can reach this square. There are 2 creatures in this square, and then there's 1 square here. So 1 is Zephyros, 2 is Makarnam, 3, 4, it's Balamut. It attacks Balamut.
Can I spend a GM point? Do I have one of those?
No.
Okay.
No, this one, I think we had hero and villain points.
Okay.
I forget, what were we playing with? Hero points, Matt?
Yeah, we played with hero points.
Okay.
To start with, at least. I think you may have switched over to channel GM points for people who came in.
You gave some of the audience members a choice. They could choose to either have a hero point or a villain point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's using the confusion power again. So AC 33, it tags Balamut for 12 damage. And he needs to make a will save DC 16 or be confused by the wonderful juice that's being injected into his veins.
Devotion gives +4, so 8,
Yep.
and then 10 due to Bard Song.
Good Hope is 2 and 4 for devotion.
Right. Good Hope. Okay, there we go. 16.
Is the DC.
Okay.
So he just takes the 12 damage. And that's all it can do. And then this one that's down the pit, I don't know, it stands from down the pit. And then
Let's see here.
let's see if it can climb.
Climb DC of 25.
Okay. It's got a +8 strength and no skills.
It wasn't designed to be a pit climbing robot.
Nope. But you could hear these like as it's trying to get out of the pit. 23 on the climb check?
So close.
DC 25. So what's that?
Okay. No, it makes no progress.
Oh man.
And then makes no progress. Okay, so it's...
Spend a move action to stand up, right?
Oh, that's right. It only gets 1. Robed Alchemist. Getting away from this nonsense.
Wasn't he in the pit?
No, there's a 45-degree slope, and then there's a pit here at the center. So he navigated around this.
He parkoured his way around it, kind of. And...
Yep.
What did he have to roll to not fall in, though?
Only if he ends his turn next to the pit. Does he
Only
have
if
to
he
roll.
ends his turn, okay.
Okay, this guy's gonna do some emergency. 9 hit points. 37. This guy runs away from the pit. He's scorched. He looks at the bear. You'll pay for this!
The hell I will.
We know where you live now!
Well, then why don't you come inside?
He looks up at the burning building, the thing down in the pit, and then just this, you and your friends are gonna pay! And he continues moving towards this alleyway.
Oh, come back. We're having a fire sale.
Thurgus, what are you doing?
Everyone needs shoes.
Because I'm inside the building, I don't have a charge lane. Is that correct?
You need to charge in a straight line.
Okay.
Plus, you cannot see through this
No,
opaque wall.
I meant the alchemist.
Yeah, there's a straight line to him.
Okay, yeah. I will charge.
Ah! Fereosae, he's funny and he doesn't back down. And quite clearly, it is an anthropomorphic bear in armor. He's got a heavy cloak over him, and he's wielding this, wielding a greatsword. goes charging across the cobbles.
So 34 to hit with the +2 from charge for 42, and I take a d6. I will spend another round, obviously, of my weapon. So I take 6.
42 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, this skinny alchemist turns around at the last moment, puts up his hands, you run the greatsword right through his belly, and then you lift him up, and he sort of slides down the greatsword towards you. Are you saying anything to him as your eyes lock?
A sacrifice for the blood bear! And I throw him in the pit. Or at least as far as I can get him.
Okay, well, all sorts of juice. Yeah, you whip him off of your blade, and he lands unceremoniously in the street. There are bottles at his belt that are breaking. His guts have been kind of left behind, behind you. And the wizard also shat himself.
The last thing I'd like to say, I want to yell in the direction of the alchemical golem
Yep.
and say, "Ha! Now I can flee." You know me, the bear person who you're totally supposed to come find.
Target
I'm
acquired.
getting away.
Target acquired.
And I just face him.
Okay, it's yelling from down the pit. You're taunting the very scary construct. Mokranam is going to aid Zephyrus' next attack by hitting AC 10. He hits AC 10. Professor.
Is he gone? Why should I even listen to him? He may not be real after all. I'll sort of mumble to myself, wondering about that voice, and fly up above the carriage. I'm surveying the battlefield. I see the one's knocked out. The other one seems to be in a pit on the other side of some flames. Do I see the other one in the alley? Probably not.
No, there's a 20-foot wall of opaque flame that is setting these buildings afire, on fire. They are, like, there's black smoke tumbling out of the sides of these buildings. They're breaking windows. People yelling.
If I go up a decent amount, can I see what's going on?
Yeah, so you go up a decent amount. You could see Fereosae kind of strategically camped, maybe 5 feet above the lip of the opaque wall of flame, and you can see a pit, and you can see all sorts of viscera, and some yelling bear with a slightly refined accent. He's waving this giant sword around, and he's got shiny armor underneath his brown robes.
See, I don't need you. I never needed you. It's all under control. I'll say as I sort of just survey the scene, it doesn't really seem like the professor has to do anything, just kind of watch for loose ends.
Yep. Bukerbeck's laughing. Zephyrus, your turn.
Zephyrus is going to use an arcane point again to make sure that he hits.
Yep.
Plus 12 normally, plus 8 for the modifier, plus 2 for Bard Song. Plus 2 for Bard Song, plus 2 for Good Hope, plus 1 for Bless gives him a plus 25 to hit.
There's no Bless in there.
I keep saying Bless, I mean Good Hope. I'm sorry. So it's 1d20 plus 25. It's just a don't roll a 1 scenario. And I don't roll a 1, I get an 18.
Yeah, you bring the scythe down, straight down the middle. It cracks open the weird brain pan bubble glass thing. It chops through that. Juice is flying. The brain falls into 2 pieces. I'm assuming you do more than 4 damage.
I do more than 4 damage. We can
Which
figure
is
out how much
14.
more.
You need to do at least 14 damage. Yeah.
I do double that, 28.
Yep, your blade kind of stops halfway in its body, but you've crushed open the weird globe atop of its head, and its brain juices are flying everywhere in the road, and it just stops. It just stops moving. It's leaking.
Krang, no.
It's leaking all over the place. Yeah, nice.
And at this point, I can stop concentrating because the wall of fire that I have is a concentration spell.
Yep.
I'm just checking, but I think so. Yes. So if I stop concentrating, then at least the wall goes down.
Yeah, the wall will go down in... You probably stopped concentrating on the last round when you started attacking, so in round 11, the wall goes down.
Can I not attack and concentrate?
No.
Okay.
Isn't there a feat that allows that?
Maybe. A lot of the concentration effects that the professor has, he pushes off to his familiar. Zephyros, Fereosae?
I'll fly up and over a little bit further.
Yep.
I'll see that there's nobody in the fires, and I'll say, "No one's in the fires. Where's the last one? Ah, the bear man is real, and he's a lot of fun. I'm gonna keep going. Let's see. I was here.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, the fire is gone, so you can actually move through it.
No, the fire goes away in 7 rounds, but I'm above it.
When you stop concentrating, the wall remains for 1 round per level, I believe.
Oh, shit. Okay. I missed that. Sorry.
It's there to burn the neighborhood down. Concentration plus 1 round per level. Those buildings are toast.
So this is the leatherworking district?
Yeah, it's on the edge of the leatherworking
that.
district.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought it made...
This
Okay.
cobbler's workshop is just going up.
Maybe
I'll
some
maintain
tar.
board song.
Okay, you fly over into an alleyway and you can see this really, really badly burned man, like, drinking potions. He looks up at you. He looks very frightened.
Stop! I too am a healer. Let me help you.
Balmut?
Let's see. That was a single move.
Would Balmut be able to move through, like, the space between the wall and the wall?
Balmut could squeeze.
And that's what, like, movement half speed?
Yep.
Matt, did you still have a standard there?
Right.
Do. Let me see if there's anything useful that I can do here. I think not really from that range. Yeah, I'll fly back up over the roof.
Oh, you can't dismiss walls of fire either. There's no D next to the duration.
No, it's too bad.
It's just gonna burn.
And we just want to get Thurgus back to our side, right?
I think we're going to very quickly want to try and not burn down a good portion of the slough here.
Nothing we can do about that at this point. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, I mean, I got my own problems.
To be clear, we're jerks.
The lieutenant's never gonna ask
then
you to
these
do
jerks-
anything again.
Yeah, we shot
Like 2 minutes of fire.
Yep.
2 minutes of fire.
burned down.
All right. What's Balmut doing, Gene?
Well, if he can squeeze, because Balmut doesn't. Would Balmut know about that remaining alchemist? I want to say no, because he ran away before the carriage arrived.
Yeah, Balmut no longer hears enemies down here.
Right.
He can hear something booping and beeping on the other side of the big wall of fire.
Right.
Balm-
And are the where are the faces? The tentacles still going?
The tentacles are still raging. Yep, they're.
Right.
Oh, right. I should roll for those.
Yeah,
shouldn't
you should roll. This one guy is having a bad day.
I? 4 is going to keep him entangled
Yep.
and do 5 damage.
Okay, 43. Help me! Help! You can hear someone saying help, but there's a bunch of grabby tentacles that are reaching out. The horses are nickering as they're being grabbed by the tentacles. While the tentacles are here, you doubt you can move the phantom steeds.
Right. So yeah, since he doesn't know that there's anything up north,
he can hear one of the clanking things, but I don't know if he wants to go near the hut.
No, he doesn't. He wants to do the exact opposite.
Okay.
He kind of walks through Zephyros, and
yeah, he's now licking his wounds.
Yes.
Okay. Bukrabek sees that there are injured people, and will channel again. He heals everyone in the party who's on this side of the battlefield for 8. Come gather round! Bask in the glory of the golden light! Is there any way for us to turn off the big flames? I think some of the buildings are catching fire, no?
There is nothing I can do about that at this point.
Bukrabek can try to dispel the wall.
You
Next
can
round.
try, but it is not going to work.
Or I could cast a spell on one of you so you could run right through it.
We don't need to run through it. I can go to the other side and bring people back.
As you wish. San, what are you doing?
Would Son know about the alchemist?
Yeah, you heard 2 voices back there. You only heard one guy dying.
The sound of
So moves here. That's 25.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 25. So it's 70 total. 25. So
You're at 55.
55, but half speed. So
No, you don't need to move at half speed.
Oh, that's right. Because
You're
I'm
not
not
large.
Yeah. Go all the way here.
Leave me alone! You could actually hear a voice. Get away from me!
Right. Well, the wall's still happening, so I can't see through the wall, but I know it's.
Yeah,
It's coming from there.
Yeah, you can hear a conversation. There's somebody over there, and
Okay.
damn Faye, good for nothing.
Yeah, notch a sleep arrow, and then just prepare action, and I'm still not sure how prepare action works.
Okay,
exactly.
you could ready a single attack, or you can end your turn and wait. You've already taken your move, so
Right.
you could. Are you readying to attack?
Yeah, ready a single shot into
Okay, you said a sleep
whatever
arrow?
would be on there. Yeah.
All right, the mechanical terror is trying to climb out of the pit. It gets 2 attempts to climb. It fails and fails. It's clanking at the bottom. The robed alchemist. This guy is running away. He has to dodge through a bunch of alleyways or on the street, and we'll just draw some more buildings.
How tall are these buildings, by the way?
About 2 stories in this neighborhood.
How big is like a medieval story?
10, 12 feet.
Okay.
Robed alchemist. There's the guy who's struggling. I don't think I rolled for him last round. Oh, look at that. So on his first standard action, he broke loose, and this is considered difficult terrain. So he moves 15 and doesn't get out.
Oh no. Oh.
Thurgus. You heard somebody yell over here, "Get away from me!" And there's still a guy going, and this thing's scraping at the bottom of the pit.
Fortunately, Thurgus isn't too fast right now. 5 times. See here.
Okay, you do see the tentacles.
Yeah, it's just a wall of fire, and I don't know. I have no reason to believe that anybody has died over there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on delay.
Okay.
Shit. No. I'll come down here as a double move. And as a swift action, because I have to use a blessing for this, my movement is only 20. So I'm going to use my freedom blessing to essentially give myself freedom of movement, so I'm not hampered by my armor.
All right, you can see some laundry catching fire. People are now yelling. There's yelling in the streets. There are people
Calm
that live
down,
here.
calm down. We can fix this. It's fine. Have you seen any weird little guys in hoods and throwing bombs and stuff?
You're talking to somebody who's now panicked and running back into his building to maybe pack his worldly belongings before flames
I'm
lick
sure
his
he went to
building.
go look for him. It's fine.
Professor Makarnam just crawls back onto Zephyrus' shoulder. Professor?
Oh, quiet for the moment. Okay, let me think. What do we do? Did I hear someone say something about dispel magic? I will cast dispel magic on the wall of flame. As I see the slough is starting to burn down.
But you didn't hear Zephyrus tell Bukrabek that it wouldn't work?
I think he did, but didn't quite know what you mean, or just probably more assumed that you didn't think Bukrabek was capable, considering.
Okay.
Dismissing the wall just doesn't work. Dispelling it might.
Sure, but I explicitly told Bukrabek that it wouldn't work.
I think the professor probably just assumed that you meant that because Bukrabek is a lesser wizard than you are. So,
Right.
To be honest, I assumed that as well.
yeah, it's not gonna work. Bukrabek, sit down.
Yep.
You'll heal when we tell you.
Well, he's also not a wizard at all, technically.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll attempt to dispel the.
Okay. The check that you need to make, you cast the wall of fire at a 9th level caster because of your staff. The DC is 20. You need to roll a d20 and add your caster level. Professor. And the DC is 20.
Which we're caster level 8 right now.
Yep.
27.
Okay.
On the...
Yeah, the
Nice.
the wall of fire crackles down. The effects of the wall of fire are still there, as in
Stuff's still on fire, yeah.
there's still buildings on fire, but they're no longer being. People are no longer being cooked, and San, you now see this robed figure trying to run away.
That's fair.
Does cold damage do the same as water? Do something that's on fire or not?
You could use cold against fire, probably.
Wall of cold.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
That might be a really interesting way of getting rid of the fire. Speaking of which, Zephyrus, what are you doing?
Do we try it, Professor?
It's worth a shot, I suppose. Oh, that's an awful lot of crate water we'd have to do otherwise.
Zephyrus casts Wall of Fire and uses Versatile Evocation to turn it into cold.
Okay.
To cast a wall of ice cold where the firewall used to be.
Exactly where the firewall used to be?
Where the fire is. Where things have taken fire. So I'll maybe adjust it a little bit because let me just show you here.
Mm-hmm.
Because the firewall was here.
Yep.
But the things that caught fire are here. So what I'll do is I'll just offset it so that I catch the area where things are catching fire.
Okay. So basically you're making a wall.
I think this will be the line. Yeah, that'll be the line for it. And then the cold projects this way.
Okay, there's all sorts of smoke and cracking as it's not a wall of ice, but more of like this really bluish flame. And there's all sorts of steam and stuff crackling and cracking. Unfortunately, because you did not put it down the middle, you don't catch the robed alchemist. But it also means you don't catch San.
Right.
With the cold flames.
Right.
And yeah, you are slowly putting out the fire. There seems to be a lot of smoke all of a sudden, and you are maybe rescuing the buildings. Cool.
If I do that, is there any chance that this guy at the bottom here is going to do some damage?
When he pops out of this...
Okay, got it.
I think he was immune to cold anyway.
Fereosae?
That's right.
I'm gonna fly down here.
Yep.
Look at the guy and give him the evil eye.
Okay. Ah! What are you?
Yeah.
What kind of evil eye are you giving him?
Hexes saves.
Okay.
So he gets a will save against it. DC 22.
He fails.
So he's at -4 on saves for like 8 rounds. For sure, longer than we will need.
Ah! Why are
Not
you
this way is not safe.
Why are you tormenting
You're
me?
out of your element.
Balamut licking his wounds. He looks up at the ice wall. Licks his wounds. Actually, he's gonna go see where San is.
I'm gonna let the bard song linger at this point.
Bukerbeck. Bukerbeck sees Balamut move off. Sees that you're saving the village. He clasps Zephyros on the side, like, good lad. And
Well, I didn't try to burn down the buildings. It just happened as we killed things.
he will tap into a first level spell, healing you for 10. San, when the wall went down, you had your readied action, which was to fire an arrow. So let's go back to that.
That's an enormous amount of healing that Bukerbeck has done this fight.
So you're like, oh, the wall went down. You see the guy, oh, he's way over there.
Right.
And
Well,
this is-
yeah, I mean, it's 100 feet. It's not like...
Yeah, it's in the first
Oh.
range increment exactly, and this is a sleep arrow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it a, like... Does Bard Song apply to me at a distance of 100-something feet?
Yeah, if you can hear it.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah, it's lingering, but you can hear it.
Okay. And then... 17. There. 19.
All right, this guy in robes has an AC of 15 with his shield extract. Has an AC of 19.
Did that have haste in?
It didn't.
Yeah, well, 19's a hit, so...
Right.
The arrow explodes into all sort of, like, pixie dust. You do normal arrow damage, but it's non-lethal.
Okay. So that's 3d6 plus 9. Haste doesn't add to damage, just to attack, right?
Correct.
Okay.
21 non-lethal. Yeah, the guy falls over. He doesn't need to make a will save because 21 non-lethal knocked him out.
He's just unconscious.
Yes. Collapses in his robes. 21 non-lethal, and then just because it's funny, -4 to saves. His will save is to see if he would have made it or not.
He's both asleep and unconscious.
Yeah, +4, -4 from
Been
Thurgus.
there.
He got a 7. So both the arrow and the non-lethal damage worked. You hit him right in the back of the head. And you're pretty sure as he was falling down, there was like this lazy smile on his face as his eyes fluttered, Fereosae, and then he just smacked right into the
This
concrete.
guy might be able to get away. This other one. I rolled for black tentacles. DC 17.
Oh. His CMD is 15.
Ah, all right.
This is what happens when you make strength your dump stat.
10 points of damage.
Oh, God. He does not go away. The black tentacles grab at him, and he's slowly being crushed to death. I think we're out of combat until the alchemical golem comes out. How long does the pit last?
Round per level plus 1.
Okay,
So 9 rounds.
So it'll be 13 rounds into the combat before the pit goes away.
Right.
What are you guys doing for the next 3 rounds?
The wall, the cold wall ends like at that corner, right?
Yep.
Okay. And this red area?
This red area is just I drew the map wrong. It's not there anymore.
Okay. Then just run toward that dude to hopefully grab him, stabilize him, carry him back.
Yeah, Balmut comes and helps you carry him back.
Mm-hmm. I make it clear to Balmut, like, don't eat.
Okay, Balmut talks back a little bit, like he probably doesn't. He's not in the habit of eating people.
I mean, he kind of is these days, but hasn't been historically. That's true.
Thurgus is gonna head back to the pit.
Okay. Yeah, the thing
I'm
is,
gonna fly over here, perch on the house.
the thing's still trying to get out of the pit.
I'll make a circle, see if I see anybody else around that seemed like they were interested in us or this fight. I guess I'll put invisibility up as well.
I mean,
Is Thurgus small enough that Sephiroth could carry him while he's flying?
You
Thurgus
haven't.
is size medium.
You haven't had
like
a.
900 pounds.
You haven't had a good look at him.
Okay, so what Sephiroth will do in any case is he'll cast Fly, and he'll go over to this side, and I mean he's been chatting to Fereosae, so he knows that Thurgus is potentially somebody that we're interested in. I mean, so he's offering Thurgus a dimension door back to our side of the wall.
Okay. There is a massive Fant, which is an elephant-like humanoid that flies over. Give me a knowledge local or a knowledge arcana, Thurgus. Do you have any of those?
Neither of those things.
Neither of those things. You were just supposed to be the guard.
I don't know this place.
You were supposed to be the guard, and you've been hiding. You've been like. Yeah, you know that there are inherited races. There are other races of creatures. You've seen them that aren't like humans, but they're humanoids. And this guy is offering you a trip away from here.
So he'll take back his hood, right? And you see this, black bear face. He's got just horrific scarring. That's lots of problems that happen. He looks disheveled, not in the best health. And while he nods respectfully, I'm not going to run away. It's not what I do.
This is not about running. It's about forging an alliance and fighting together as one.
You notice that there is a big bag that is sort of attached to his backpack, and you're pretty certain that it grew like a little eye stalk, like a potato. Its eye opened, had a look at you, kind of blinked a couple times, and then went back in.
You've got something on your back.
Hey,
I do.
Fereosae, what did you do? You flew over and you're just watching?
Has this thing seen us? Can it report back to its masters?
who are you asking that to?
I'm guessing to Thurgus, because Sephiroth wouldn't know.
Or I don't know. Anybody who might know.
Would Sephiroth know?
You guys start to think about the construct, and I rolled its climb checks. I got a 28, and then another 28. It made no progress, which means it was halfway up, and then it's now climbing into the pit. So you're like, I wonder if this thing's smart, and it's like, and it's now climbing out of the pit. Because it's taking a climb action, Thurgus, you get an AOO as it's like coming out of the pit and standing up. I think Sephiroth also gets an AOO.
Yeah, he's within reach for me also.
Yep.
26.
Target acquired.
26, yeah. Bang! The oversized adamantine sword just goes clanging into it. You've got powerful build, right?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Sparks everywhere. The thing is almost destroyed. And then Zephyros, as you
20 plus 17.
you
That's
bring the
26.
scythe in like a wheat threshing motion, just right above Thurgus's head, like this big shadow of a scythe,
And the damage is 24.
which becomes 14, which is enough to knock it back unceremoniously into the pit. It just sort of falls back down into the pit, and then eventually the pit will rise up and allow you to sift through the rubble.
When that happens, Thurgus looks at the Fant and kind of nods respectfully, and then he offers his hand.
Zephyros returns the gesture and shakes his hand and says, it's a pleasure to fight next to you. It's a mighty big weapon you've got there.
The honor is mine. You held yourself honorably.
Care to take that ride to the other side now?
You alright?
And Zephyros casts Dimension Door to take us from the one side. Perhaps I'll put us right next to Bokrubek on the other side there.
Nice.
Fereosae fluttering over. By this point, Son and the bear have taken a prisoner.
I do have Create Water, which is 25 plus 5 feet per 2 levels. So
Yep.
if there are other fires and stuff like that, he'll just kind of shoot. It's about 16 gallons a shot every 6 seconds.
It looks like the ice walls have people leaving the southern building. You did save somebody's home. Magic begins.
Some others.
Magic begins to. Well, that cobbler's workshop is just done for. You wouldn't want to stay there. There are people looking at you. They're no longer screaming fire as the wall of ice is, or the wall of like icy energy has put out the flames. But there's a lot of people standing around at a very fair distance, a respectful distance from the scarage and these killers and like the battlefield garbage.
I'm going to go invisible and use Detect Magic to loot the 2 corpses on the other side of the wall.
Okay.
Well, they aren't corpses yet.
The 2 on this side are.
Each one was carrying a wand. Each one was carrying 3 potions.
The golem and the alchemist number 1 here as well.
The golem has all kind of magical liquids. Some of them different auras than others. With enough time, you might be able to salvage some of the alchemical fluids inside, but they're quickly leaking into the street and mixing together, and some of them are popping and crackling while others are burning.
I'm just taking the basic things of value off of them and anything identifying.
Okay, you could
I'm
roll
not gonna do like a full, yeah.
Are you going to salvage or try to salvage anything from the alchemical golem?
I'm not going to try and salvage the alchemical golem.
Okay.
Does anybody on our side of the
I
wall
don't think I've
look
got
injured?
that skill.
It does look like the man waving around the holy symbol with many hands on it has healed most people. Zephyros has a small wound for 4. The bear's got a lot of wounds. The bear stops. Son? The fuck? It's not a real bear. The bear's standing on...
Disappointed.
It's like a catfolk, but a bear. It's a bear.
So Son has been to B-Sign, but he's never seen an R-Sign
Nope.
inheritor race.
Nope.
Okay, so I, the player, know that Grandpa Vladimir talked about the fact that there are no inheritor bears. Does Son remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, I guess I wave to the bear. I mean, not the bear, but the fake bear.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just channel, let's say, Cure Serious Wounds onto Balmut.
All All right. You do see that there are a couple of healers. This frogman, also called a boggard.
Ha ha ha! I have never seen your ilk before. I'm Bukrubek.
Greetings, my name is Thurgus.
Thurgus. We've got a lot of people watching us at this point in time, he says.
Gonna pull his cloak over, but oh right, I'm supposed to be laying low or something like that. Can I offer my hand to the bear and try and use a point of fervor to heal it and see if it'll take it?
Okay, Balmut retracts a little bit. You notice the bear looks at Son like it's asking permission. Give me a sense motive, Thurgus.
Guys, I have to log off.
Okay.
See you, man. Have a good night.
You also.
Yeah.
22.
It's smart.
I guess if Son sees Thurgus approaching the bear, he'd make a gesture like, "Hey, stop!" Like, let me heal him. And then yeah, it was channel cure serious wounds. 26.
Okay. He does have his old holy symbol that he touches. It's underneath a bunch of folds of his robes, and he casts a considerable amount of healing magic into the bear.
Yeah.
Bukerbeck's hopping back inside.
Professor, are you in here?
The professor will have, after doing a quick circuit, will have flown back into the carriage before his vanish. So he's not revealed outside the carriage.
Yep.
And I assume appeared next to Bukerbeck shortly after that. Yes. Is there something the matter?
I think we should be going. There are lots of eyes prying.
Yes, I agree. Perhaps you should gather up any valuables from those fallen and gather the rest of the group.
It appears that Fereosae has already done that.
Yes, well, as soon as the others have returned to the carriage, I think we should be going.
Zephyros comes into the carriage and leaves the door open for Thurgus. Balamut's climbing on top of the carriage. Son does as well.
Yeah. Son climbs up, but like hangs his head down to participate in the exciting conversations about to take place. Oh, and wait, very important.
What are you doing with the robed alchemist, who's stable?
Yes, taking him with me.
Okay.
And throwing him into the carriage, and then like on the floor, so that people can like put their feet on him. I don't think he would search him, but if he like sees a dagger, he'll take it.
Sure.
I don't think Son would even know enough to realize that like potions can be dangerous, so he'd probably just leave him there.
Does Thurgus recognize these alchemists as the minions of the Arch Alchemist woman?
Yep.
Then he would address Son directly, like when he carries that alchemist in. What's your plan with that one? And he looks pissed.
We're going to brutally torture him.
Oh, that's all right then. We'll go in the carriage.
Wow. All right, the carriage is riding off, Professor. Now that the wall has gone down and
gathered everything we need to.
Okay, there's an awkward 3,000 point turn, and then eventually you guys you guys are riding throughout the streets of the Slough. What is being shared? Basically, what I want to know is, what is your next move?
Is there anybody that's still injured? Because Thurgus would offer healing to anybody else before he healed himself.
Yeah, Zephyros has a tiny bit of damage. 4 damage.
Again, he will hold the energy in his hand, the positive sort of glowing energy. It's got a little bit of a red tinge to it, but it's clearly warm and healthy, and he'll offer his hand out if he'll take it.
The Fant looks at it. It always looked like he was rifling through stuff, but his trunk goes over and just sort of like taps your hand and accepts the healing.
That's for 14.
Yeah, Zephyros is fine after that. Some of their battle spells are now kind of popping and sizzling.
I think the professor, for like the first time, had been sort of mumbling to himself with a dazed look, and looks over and sees a bear man sitting next to him and goes, "Oh, have you been there this whole time, sir?"
Seeing this opportunity to mess with an old man is tempting, but he has new friends. He's going to be on his best behavior. No, I'll just go here.
Charisma roll. Come on, you gotta.
I'm too scarred. Too much PTSD.
Now, have you been here this whole time, sir?
I'll just go here.
Oh, well, my name is, my name? What was your name?
Thurgus.
Oh, Thurgus. Yes.
Clan Bloodclaw.
Bloodclaw. Have I known anyone who has, like, studied the recently emerged or rumored to have emerged new inheritor race, or no?
Give me a. From what perspective are you asking this question? What skill are you trying to use?
I think not. Maybe I'm gonna go history.
Okay.
Maybe like legends and sort of things like that.
And Marty, if I hear this conversation, and I know I've been to Beastlands.
Yep.
So, can nature apply to this?
The professor's sitting there and thinking amongst himself. You can make your own roll. So from a historical perspective, whatever he is new. Like there's nothing archaeological for you to go and dig. Like there's no ruins or it's living memory new. Maybe you heard a rumor, but this is a while back. You may have heard that, yeah, like bears started walking on two feet, and then it probably was dismissed as somebody trained a bear really well to do circus tricks.
Were your kind created by these alchemists?
Not to my knowledge. Captured more like. I was actually here on a diplomatic mission. And then he just kind of like looks down at his scars. Diplomacy failed.
Kind of a mess around here. Don't think I'd blame you for the blood plague and the assassination, though.
What's your knowledge nature, son?
I haven't made the roll.
Yep.
Do you want me to?
Yep.
Okay. 23.
He's definitely inherited race. He's not like just a smart bear that's learned to stand up. Like he's anatomically anthropomorphic.
He has thumbs.
He has thumbs. Yep. He has armor that has been built specifically for his form. You know from just looking at him that he can, like half giants, wield weapons that are bigger than him. Like you saw him wielding that great sword that an ogre would probably be able to handle correctly.
Well, no one like mine.
Yep. Yeah. So bearish, like having a. There are some really savage qualities to his face, whereas you've seen some Rakasta or cat folk that have begun to almost look like Cats the musical kind of thing. like they're kind of like this weird. They're like weird hybrid human cat kind of thing. This being someone who's thought about bears, who's always wanted a bear, who went out into the wilderness, got a bear. There is something very savage about this bear's face. Like, if it might even be able to pretend to walk like Balmut and get away with it.
Someone makes a mental note to test that in the future.
But it is sitting properly. Its knees are in the right way, like bent in the right way. He does have very savage claws and very sharp teeth, like the but opposable thumbs. You're guessing that you suspect that whatever he is one smidge closer to bear than what some of the other anthropomorphics are compared to their animal analogs. Like
Right.
Bukerbeck, he's fat, but that doesn't make him a frog, right?
Right.
Whoa, hey, you had to just go fat shame Booker back there for no reason. Oh yeah, Booker
Yeah.
back
No. For Bookerbeck though, it's a compliment.
Yeah, frogs don't have teeth, for example. You know, Bukerbeck does. But there's just something like there's raw power and savagery that you're seeing from Thurgus.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I think Son wouldn't really ask too many conversations, but he would pretty quickly like get Blauman to also hang his head down, like but from the other side of the carriage.
Yeah, there's a bear that's looking, and then Son's looking from the inside, and they've got the carriage windows open. Where are you guys headed?
I think right now we're
Place
just
to lay
rolling,
low.
yeah, aimlessly until someone calls out a direction. I think the carriage driver will just sort of go at the whims of the professor here.
Where was that Nizumi telling us to go? The snake coil. What's her face? Because that's what we were talking about right before we saw. And then Son, points to the near corpse on the ground. Or on the floor of the carriage.
Before getting into a fight with those thugs, perhaps we should find a place to rest, to lie low, to converse with our strange new friend.
Oh, weren't we about town for some reason? Something to do with the blood plague, though?
Well, yes, we need to go out of town to the swamp to deal with the likely source in that sunken train. But before then, we also need to deal with the perfumer pushing snake oil. I don't know that any place is truly safe for us. Perhaps if we keep on the move, the people searching for our, you say, new friend won't be able to find him.
Or we could not do that. We could go find them first and kill them all.
Oh my. To the point.
On that topic, how many of them are there? And
No
where-
idea, but that's what makes it fun.
It's been nice meeting you. Have a good time.
The mental calculus, like the eyes of everyone. It's like,
Okay, buzzing around the Fae's head is an even tinier, a smaller Fae. She's only a couple inches big. She gives off light, and there's something invisible crawling around the old man's cloak. You get the sense there's like an invisible spider crawling around him.
There's probably also a scent of like mustiness even worse than whatever old man smell the professor gives off.
Yep.
and it's terrible.
Oh, sorry, that's me. I've been like this for a few months.
Oh, well, one of the benefits of old age is lessening of the olfactory senses. No harm, no foul.
Oh, it's foul.
Do we know you from somewhere? I can't seem to remember how we got in this carriage.
You remember that one time when there were those big glass things with like the brains and the pointy bits? Yeah, I killed one of them
Yes.
from then.
Were they looking for you?
Probably.
Why? Says Zephyrus.
You know, that's a great question. Like I said, I came here as part of a diplomatic mission, and it didn't really go that well. We got captured, we got tortured for a really long time. Pretty sure they're kind of interested in, you know, this bear thing going on. Not interested in being anyone's lab rat.
You aren't.
Yeah, no, not. I would like not to do that.
Right.
We have some connections and some sway with the royal crown. You said you were part of a failed diplomatic mission. Perhaps if you lend your assistance to us, we could help clear things up with the proper authorities for you. Maybe get you on your way to completing your objective, or at least safety in numbers.
Safety in numbers, that sounds great. Diplomacy, meeting with royals, all that kind of thing. Not really sure my objectives line up with making peace, if you know what I mean.
I think we need to know everything you know about these alchemists. I
The
think they're
assholes?
behind this plague. Yes.
They got a lot of syringes. They like to cut people up and open their intestines, spill them all over the place, see if they can put them back in. And they do that a lot.
Are they good at it?
It hurt like a lot. Like a lot.
Zephyros is looking at this guy's robes and is going through his things.
The alchemist, you mean?
Yeah, he's... They are not part of my order.
I know that they come from some place called an Arcanum, something like that, over by some temples.
Yes.
Interesting.
The Arcanacrum is the school
that thing.
of magic, but it is also the name of the neighborhood, as most of the buildings there belong to the Arcanacrum. That's not to say that there aren't independent wizards and other people who live there.
I gotta look at a few of those alchemist guys. Do I recognize like any livery or like, oh yeah, this one really wealthy alchemist?
Yeah, that's what Zephyros is. He finally pulls up the alchemist, like, his hand, and he's like, and both of you are now looking at a ring, and the ring does have an insignia on it. Thurgus, you do recognize the insignia. It is, I don't know, is there a weird alchemy symbol from history?
I believe there's quite a few weird alchemist symbols from history.
Really, all of them.
I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with just weird symbols.
It really wasn't much beyond that, to be fair.
Also featured urine as well.
Okay, cool. That one's cool. It's a circle with a triangle inside of it, and inside the triangle there's a square, and inside the square there's a circle again.
Okay. And do we recognize who this guy was? Or do I recognize that specifically as being tied to a person? Is that...
Yeah, give me a knowledge arcana or a knowledge nobility.
Can I help you with this?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do nobility. So you auto-weight on that one?
Let me just double check. I think so. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do nobility. 33.
This is the symbol of the Guild of Alchemy.
Well, that's helpful. Wasn't Ludo an alchemist?
Ludo is an alchemist, yeah.
Yes.
Was he in the guild?
You don't know.
Fourth, I believe.
The Guild of Alchemy is a loose affiliation of alchemists. It has both political clout as well as financial. And then they, amongst the masters of the Guild of Alchemy, they try to outdo each other with their lifelong mastercraft or their masterworks of alchemy. Like, they're almost obsessed with outdoing each other in the great secrets of alchemy. Lesser alchemists will join the guild, pay guild fees to get access to lower level formulas. They will also, from time to time, provide alchemists with probably their own members with cheaper alchemical goods. And they may even, at certain times, make alchemical goods more expensive for everyone else. You, with a 33, know that the title of their leader is called the Arch Alchemist.
Inventive.